All right, Father, which of the language are you well versed? Because you've been here for about 52 years.
I've been here for 52 years, and I lived in Accra, and I started learning Ga.
Okay.
But when I went to Christ the King and Good Shepherd, they didn't speak much Ga there. So my Ga is a little rusty.
You went to school as Christ the King?
No, I was working in Christ the King for 12 years, and I was 12 years in Good Shepherd. They spoke English and Tree and others, but mainly it was English. So my Ga is a little rusty, so don't test me on that.
But I know with the basic you got. Tete. Okay, that's great.
I mean, one woman was telling me she was living out in Enswam, and
with her husband,
the family, the whole family.
All right.
And they wouldn't let her stay in the house. They put her out in a shed at the back garden because she had leprosy. And one day she was sleeping in this shed, and all of a sudden she felt something going over her. What was it? A big black cobra. She was scared. So why do we treat people like this? That. We have another old man here, came from Sinyan. He came here one morning, about a year ago. He came here, sat here. Father, can I stay here? He was blind. Can I stay here? I said, yes, of course you can. He said, look, I'm cured leper, and my hometown, my people, I live in a house there, family house, but they don't take care of me. At times they leave food outside the door, at times they won't leave food. At times they leave water outside, others they won't give water. Is this how we treat people like this? Even in some of our hospitals, even to this day, some of our hospitals don't take good care of these people because
that's true.
I remember one time bringing a patient to a hospital, and I left her there, and the nurse afterwards told me that the doctor said, "Me take care of a leper, I will never take care of a leper." And that night the leper died.
All right, you're most welcome to Prime TV Africa, where we give you nothing but authentic news. We go around looking for people who are doing great in the community, and we try to bring them to you. We talk to them and then see what motivates them to do what they are doing for their community. I'm fortunate to have Father Campbell, one of the known people, fathers and McCarthy and its environs. Let me just put it that way. He's been doing a great project in and out of Accra. He's having a hospital, he's having a lepers rehabilitation center. He's doing a whole lot of things. If it's not road, then building houses for people, helping the helpless. I think it's a great deal. So we are here to talk to him to see where he gets that energy from to help people. So let's go for a quick commercial break. When we are back, I have Father Campbell in the building. Okay, most welcome back from that quick commercial break. As I told you, I have Father Campbell in the building to do us the honors. And see, if this is your very first time watching us, subscribe. You can go to YouTube or Facebook, subscribe to Prime TV Africa, because we are live over there. We have great content for your consumption. If this is your very first time and you want to come to Ghana, you need a hotel, you want to go to each of the regions we have in Ghana. Yes, we are here to help you. We have people who take you as tour directors. We have apartments, we have cars that can take very good care of you. So don't worry. If you want to explore Ghana, we are here for you. You can call us on 020-7273-075, 020-7273-075. Father Campbell.
Yes, good afternoon.
It's just an honor being with you today. We've heard a lot of things about you. You've been doing a lot of developmental projects in and out of Ghana, and we say kudos to you.
Thank you very
much.
Thank you.
All right, Father, which of the language are you well versed? Because you've been here for about 52 years.
I've been here for 52 years, and I lived in Accra, and I started learning Ga. But when I went to Christ the King and Good Shepherd, they didn't speak much Ga there. So my Ga is a little rusty.
You went to school as Christ the King?
No, I was working in Christ the King for 12 years, and I was 12 years in Good Shepherd. They spoke English and Tree and others, but mainly it was English. So my Ga is a little rusty, so don't test me on that.
But I know with the basic you got. Tete. Okay, that's great. Father, let's talk about your life. What brought you to Ghana? I know probably you are a father and you are, there are options that have been given to you. When I say options, I mean countries. You can decide to choose Nigeria, Liberia, Uganda, Congo, or you can even decide to be in your hometown.
Correct.
Why Ghana? Why did you choose Ghana?
When I was a young boy in school, in primary school, we used to get priests visiting us in the classroom they'd come from different missions in different parts of the world. They talked to us. And times you leave magazines around for us to read. And I came across a magazine, on Africa. In Africa, and I used to read the stories of the priests, going to the outstations, going on horseback, and visiting the outstations and saying masses here and there, and that sort of attracted me. And I felt, this is what God wants of me, and I came from a very religious family, and my mother and father encouraged me, if this is what God wants, go ahead. I'm the only boy in the family. And the name Campbell stops with me, So I prayed and prayed and prayed, and I'm here. I'm here, and it worked out. So this is what I felt God was calling me to do, was to come to. And when I applied, I belong to the Divine Word Missionaries. It's an international group from all over the world. We've missions everywhere. There's over 5,000 priests and brothers all over the world. I could have volunteered for Brazil, India, all countries. But I volunteered for Ghana. Ghana was the only African country at that time. Now we're in about 20 to 30 countries in Africa. But at the time it was the only one. So I came here. And I'm here ever since.
Okay, that's great. So when you came here, how was the reception? Because I know by then the population wasn't that massive or that huge. How was the reception from people?
It wasn't easy settling down. I must say the shock, the culture shock. It wasn't easy. It took a while to get settled down. And unfortunately, during the time I was settling down, I had a telegram that my sister was killed in an accident back home in Dublin, and that also upset me, So I went home and I was late for the funeral. They had buried my sister that morning, but I came back.
But which country are you from?
From Ireland.
Ireland?
From Dublin, the capital of Ireland, from Dublin. So I came back, and I was assigned to St. Peter's in Osu, then I was assigned to the cathedral, and I got on with the work. And I felt this is what God wants me to do.
So when you came to Ghana, which area did you settle first? Or you came straight to Makati Hill?
No. I settled in Osu.
Osu.
The people were wonderful there. They were absolutely wonderful. That's where I learned my first words in Ga. And they were so nice. The priest who had been there was from Togo, Father Fini, and he had just died. So they asked me just to take charge of the church. And I was only 25 years of age then. I was a real greenhorn, 25. I'd just been ordained, and I was helping out there until a new priest was assigned. And then after 6 months, then the late Archbishop Bando asked me to come to the cathedral. And there I went to the cathedral, and I was there for 5 years before they brought me to Sacred Heart Parish in Derby Avenue.
Was there any time you doubted yourself and you really want to go back and leave Ghana?
No, strangely enough, no. There's never been a time I say, well, I'll pack bags and go. You often feel discouraged and say, things aren't going your way. But it never went that far and say, I'm taking my case and I'm going to the airport.
You are going back.
There were times weren't easy, it hasn't been easy being a priest, looking after, for 50 years in different parishes. But I must say, there's never been a time that I say, look, I'm giving up. I'm giving up. Because I see other priests, my own classmates who are assigned to Brazil and assigned to different, and assigned to London and different places, they're on retirement and enjoying themselves. They're on retirement, but I'm not.
I'm not.
You're
still working.
I'm still working. They sort of say, why don't you go on retirement? Go and enjoy yourself. But I feel this is what God wants me to do, and I feel, and I'm happy doing it, which is the main thing.
Sure. So at what time do you decide to move to Makati Hill? What brought you here? Because trust me, you've been here for more than, I think, 20 years now, right?
No, I was at Derby Avenue for over 20 years. I was at Good Shepherd in Tema for 12.
Tema.
Okay. And I was 12 years at Christ the King.
Okay.
Then when I reached the retiring age of 75, which was 2 years ago, May, the 31st of May, 2 years ago, then I retired from active parish work. And then I decided to come here and stay here and live with the people. I wanted to stay with them. I wanted to be with them. So I'm nearly 2 years here. But I've been involved with the residents here at Waja since 1974.
Okay.
So I'm not a stranger.
All right.
I know them well and their families well. So I'm no stranger to them here at Waja. But to come and live here, it was 2 years in the coming May.
Okay, 2 years in the coming May. All right. I was told you started the leprosarium. I don't know if someone started or
no,
you
see,
are the person.
The story of the leprosarium here in Waja is interesting.
All right.
You have to go back 73 years. 73 years ago.
Wow.
That was before I came.
You came to Ghana.
Yeah. And the lepers were living over in Jumo, over in Labadi.
Okay.
And they were with some cholera patients, because cholera patients weren't allowed into any hospitals. You know, they had to. They came together and they stayed with the lepers in Labadi. And the chief and elders of Labadi, they didn't want lepers on their land. So they kicked them out.
Yeah, by then I think it's a taboo.
Taboo,
to live with,
proper. So
lepers.
They were going to Cape Coast.
All right.
And according to Ga tradition, a leper is not allowed to cross a river. And you know the river just here, the River Densu.
Densu.
So they couldn't cross it.
Wow.
So they came here. So somebody got them the land here. The land is 18 acres of land here. And this is called Accra. You know, Accra, it means, you know, furthest from further, far, far, far away.
That's true.
At that time, the main road was over by Dansuma, not this road here.
Yeah,
so this was far away.
The Dansuma road.
Yeah,
that's
so that was the main road to Cape Coast. So this land here was out in the bush.
Okay.
Get rid of it. We don't want to see them. We don't want to hear of them or see them. And so they were brought here. And they built four of the blocks here. They built them here, and they lived there because he wanted them out of sight. Out of sight. In those days, you know, I remember coming here in 1974 now, 74, and the conditions here were awful.
Very
awful.
horrible.
They were dirty, they were filthy, they were overgrown. They did no transport to bring them to the hospital. There was no hospital around. The nearest was Kolibu, and trying to get a taxi, you know, and bring them to the hospital. And then they were hungry. Times they'd phone me and say, "Father, we're hungry, we have no food." You know, things were rough, really rough then. And that's when I decided, 1974, I'm going to look after these people.
All right.
I'm going to look after these people. So they were brought here to get out of the way. And this land here it was land at the Lands Commission for the lepers. Under the trusteeship of the Ministry of Health. So the Minister for Health is a trustee of this land here. But those in charge of this land, this is lepers. The land is for the lepers.
Okay.
It's for the lepers. And the trustees is the Minister for Health.
Okay, you've done tremendously well because they've been here, but I realized as we came here, I realized you built a whole lot of, blocks and all that for them. And one may ask, at what point and why do you decide to deal with these people? Because there are other people that you can help and then have a good condition with them. Why lepers?
I guess, you know, when I came in 74, that's when I had that feeling they need help.
Okay.
And I'll go out of my way. I help other people.
Yeah,
I'm involved in PML Hospital.
Oh, okay.
I look after, I help Cordia Bay, the hospital out there in Cordia Bay. I help a lot of children. A lot of children come here. People come here, you know, nothing to do with leprosy. But my main focus would be on the lepers. Because it's not only here we help, not only Waja. You know, you've got about 1,500 to 2,000 people with leprosy in Ghana.
Oh, okay.
And every year, you've got about 250 new cases every year.
Wow.
Every year. Just last week, the Common Fund gave us money, about 270,000 cedis, to buy food. And we're going to distribute that in Ho, Enkanchina, Kokufu, Wa, and Ankofol. We're going to bring food to all these places and distribute it to them. So my focus is for them, and I want them to have the best here. The way they've been treated, honestly, it's shocking. If you sit down with any of the residents here and you talk to them and you get their story, you know, your hair will stand in your head.
Yeah.
I mean, one woman was telling me she was living out in Enswam. And
with a husband?
The family, the whole family.
All right.
And they wouldn't let her stay in the house. They put her out in a shed at the back garden because she had leprosy. And one day she was sleeping in this shed, and all of a sudden she felt something going over her. What was it? A big black cobra. Oh, she was scared. You know, so why do we treat people like this? We have another old man here, came from Sinyan. He came here one morning, about a year ago. He came here, sat here. Father, can I stay here? He was blind. Can I stay here? I said, yes, of course you can. He said, look, I'm cured leper, and my hometown, my people, I live in a house there, family house, but they don't take care of me. At times they leave food outside the door, at times they won't leave food. At times they leave water outside, others they won't give water. You know, is this how we treat people like this? Even in some of our hospitals, even to this day, some of our hospitals don't take good care of these people because,
that's true.
You know, I remember one time bringing a patient to a hospital, and I left her there, and the nurse afterwards told me that the doctor said, me take care of a leper, I will never take care of a leper. And that night the leper died.
Wow.
And the doctor told the nurse, fill in this, fill in this, fill in this, put on it this. The nurse was a friend of mine. So she told me this. So why treat people
like that?
You know, you don't get leprosy, you know, just by shaking hands and hugging them. You don't get that.
Growing up, they say it's infectious. So we don't go
look
close
at me.
to them.
Look at me. Look at me. I've been holding them, shaking hands with them, hugging them, all sorts, dancing with them, and look at me since 1974. So we shouldn't treat them that way. This is our problem. This is our problem. Look, you know what they get every month? They're on the LEAP Fund. They get about half of them here on the LEAP Fund. And in different parts, different settlements, only not everybody is on the LEAP Fund. They're, at the moment, they're going around registering them. You know. But the LEAP Fund is 30 cedis a month.
Wow.
That's 1 CD a day. Now, I had few people sick in hospital recently, and I've had to pay a fortune to pay for their medical bills.
Wow.
Pay for the medical bills.
How do you do that?
I beg. I literally beg. I get on the phone and I say, look, I've got such and such in the hospital and I need money. Please, can you help me to pay the bills for such and such? I've got somebody else who needs a scan. Somebody else who needs, I don't have the money. Can you help me? I literally beg people to give me money. And people are very generous. People come here, and like somebody phoned yesterday. I don't know them, but they heard of me on Joy FM. They put 20,000 cedis in the account, in the lepers aid account, to help us with all our, you know, our food, medicine, because medicine is expensive. One woman, we pay 700 cedis a month for a medication. She had a clot in each of their lungs here. She's much better now. She's able to walk around a little, but we pay 700 cedis a month just for that one medication. So where am I going to get that from? Where do I get it from? You know, another man was brought in. I had to send him to the hospital, to the Ridge Hospital. They were really good. In the Ridge Hospital, I commend Ridge Hospital. They've been so good to all the patients we've sent there. But the procedures are not, you know, the medication which we have to give to these people, they're expensive, and that's why I'm always begging. I've got a beggar's face, so I don't mind begging people. You know, I say I need money. It's not for me. I want the best for these people, and that's why I want to make this place, I want to make it a rehabilitation center.
Right.
That's why I want to make it a rehabilitation center, you know, a place for orthopedics, counseling session, different things here. I want to make this, and I shouldn't call it a rehabilitation center, no. I want to call it a rehabilitation home. It's a home where they are happy and where we're taking care of them and making them feel happy and welcome and loving, because they haven't had that love and that care from their families and friends. They've had that, they're shunned, you know. So I want to make this a rehabilitation home here. So in order to do that, I'm planning to build a event center, you know, for weddings and funerals and
so
and also a sports center, you know, with 7-a-side and tennis. I want to build those, and with the monies I'll get from hiring out these facilities, that will take care of these people. They will be able to pay all their bills. You know, when you take, you have to go for an ECG, you have to go for a scan, you have to go for an MRI, or in the daily medicines you got to get for the heart and the rest. There are a lot of monies. And then you've got the wages here every month of all the workers here, the wages, as well as the wages, you've got the maintenance and transport and more things here. It takes money.
Father, let's go for a quick commercial break. But before then, I would like us to know, do you have any contract? Is the government helping you? Or beside the donors and people that, donate something to the account and all that, is there any way, or apart from begging, what are some of the things you do in supporting these people? But before then, let's go for a quick commercial break. When we are back, I will continue with the story from Father Campbell. All right, thanks for staying. I still have Father Campbell in the building. We are doing that chit-chat. So if you know you are a benevolent, you are a person that can donate something at the right time, Father will be giving away the number or probably the account where you can donate something into the account to help the lepers. Father, what are some of the challenges you face beside begging, beside the financial crisis? What are some of the challenges you get from the lepers you are taking care of?
Stigma. Stigma. That's the biggest problem we have. The stigma. The people are afraid. They're afraid. They're ignorant. They're ignorant. You know, in the olden, going back a few years, you were trained to be a doctor or a nurse. You spent a week or 2 weeks in different leprosarium, but not now. Not now. So they should bring that back in so that the nurses, and recently we've had a few private nursing schools came here just to meet the patients, which was great. I had one doctor here about 3 weeks ago, and he must be about 50 years, 50, 55. He said he's never treated a leper. He's never, until he came here, he saw a leper, you know. So they should do something to educate. We need more education to let people know that the people here are all cured, except for the little girl we have here.
Yeah, we'll talk about the little girl. So let's go ahead.
The little girl, you see, Common Fund have helped us a lot. They put up all these buildings. They put up Mother Teresa's block of 20 rooms, Padre Pio's block of 20 rooms. They put up a research center. We still have to equip it and furnish it. They put up a summer hut for us. They've been wonderful.
And then even the mosque or the mosque.
That was my birthday gift.
All right.
That was my birthday
so
gift.
we commend Father Campbell for putting up a mosque. Yeah, very nice mosque, and our cameras will capture it for you to see the great work he's been doing right here.
So, so Common Fund have been very good, and they put up all of these buildings. And then the government is also doing the road for us. You know, because to go from there where they will stay to the chapel where we have a service, and also to the clinic. Some of them are in wheelchairs, some of them are in Zimmer frames, some of them are on crutches. You know, they need a proper road to help them. So they're doing the road for us too. And then at least twice a year, Common Fund gives me about 200 to 300,000 cedis to be able to get medicine and food for these people.
Okay.
And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to, and also at times I get donations even from the Minister for Finance. He also helps me, gives me some donations.
Yes.
So I'm grateful, to Common Fund for the extras which they've given to us, because it helps a lot when you go to these places and you go and you see, the poverty there and the conditions they live in. Now, it was last year we sent a team up to Wa, one of the villages in Wa, and there's one little girl who was in the hospital.
Yeah, that was the youngest.
Priscilla.
Okay. Priscilla, okay.
She was 2 then. No, she's 3 now. And the family rejected her. The mother ran away.
Wow.
The grandfather said she's not human. She said, no, because she's a leper. She's not human. So he wanted to take her out and do rituals. And you know what that means. She won't come back.
Yeah,
so
going to kill,
so we took her. And she was walking on fire. On fire. So you don't feel it when you have leprosy in your feet and the rest, and you walk around. You don't feel it because the nerves and all such and such.
Okay.
So, and it affected her, both her legs. So when she came here, we tried to help her. So the right leg is fine now; it's cured. But the left leg, the leprosy there, it climbed up the leg. So right up to near the knee. So we had to have an operation. We had to amputate the leg.
Wow.
And just below the knee. At 3 years of age. So now she's recuperating from that. She's doing very well. But now we have to get her prosthesis and take care of her. And I've never seen a 3-year-old going around with an artificial leg, that I haven't. But I want her to grow up and to prove to people that she's gone through a lot. When she came here, we've had to bring her to see 5 doctors.
Wow.
Because the way she was treated up there, she wouldn't talk. She still doesn't talk. She says a few words. She's learning to talk now and to laugh and to joke. The trauma she went through. We had to bring her to a psychiatrist. We had to bring her to a pediatrician. We had to bring her to an orthopedic surgeon. I mean, we had to bring her to 5 different doctors, help us with her speech and all the rest. Is this how you treat people like this? A small little girl aged 2 and 3. Is this how we treat our own people? It's not right. It's not right that a little girl like that should suffer so much to have her leg amputated. So we brought her here, and anybody else who's suffering in different parts, we'll bring them here and make it a home for them. A home, so they'll feel happy here. When I came here 2 years ago, there was no nurse here.
Yeah, that's true.
There was a clinic with no nurse. We had one lady, she was an elderly at the hospital. She was taking care of when they were sick. But there was no nurse. So I complained. They gave me 4 nurses. I have 4 nurses now. And they'd take care of them. And why should we treat people like this? Because many of them have got sores in their feet, and some of them sores in their hands.
Yeah, so you have 4 nurses at J. Stanley Owusu Hospital.
That's right, yes.
Clinic. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
And people have been donating drugs to us, which I'm very, very grateful to. To the various people who've been giving us drugs and the rest. We're grateful. But that's no way to treat people. That's why I want to build, this sports center. Okay. And I'm hoping somebody listening to me will help me. Yeah. I want somebody to say, look, Father, I'll sponsor that sports center.
So, Father, do you know something? You have a whole lot of things that you wanted to do to help these people. Can you put your number out there?
Yes, the number's right here.
Yeah, okay. So
it's right here. Look, all on the back, right here.
All right. So I think the number is 024-332-6643. 024-663-6643. And then the office number 055-69-06660. The numbers will be on the screen, and then I think the donation via remittance, Bank, Lepers 8 community account. I'll be putting the account number, the Momo number, and all that out there. Wonderful. It will be on our screen, so you can take it and then donate something to help the lepers, because he can't do it alone. He's having a good plan for these people. These people has been rejected. Nobody wants to even come close to them. But he's doing a yeoman job by taking very good care of them. And I think if we can't take care of them, we can do that via our cash donations. That's the right thing to do. Father, let's talk about the numerous developmental projects you'll be doing outside, not just here. You'll be doing a lot of things. I'm just amazed looking at the brochure you've given me. You've done something, wow, I think a whole lot of places. How do you go about all those things? How do you select the place to go and do all those things?
When I look back, when I look back on my life as a priest here in Ghana, I've built over 20 buildings.
Wow.
Churches, schools, and others. Yes. So wherever I've gone, right? I remember when I went to Sacred Heart Parish in Derby Avenue. When I went there, that was 1976.
Okay.
There was no middle school there.
Middle school, okay.
So I said, let me build a middle school. Then I said, there's no, after middle school, where will they go? These children will not be able to go to these big schools. So what should I do? Let me build a vocational school.
Okay.
And that's when I pulled down an old building. I'm going to a new building. I didn't have the money, I didn't have the money, but I had faith.
Okay.
I had faith. And a man came from America. He propagated the Sacred Heart devotion.
Okay.
And he said to me, he said, Father, he said, do you need any help? I said, yes. And this was 1978.
Okay.
And he said, what help do you need? I need $250,000.
Wow.
Yay! That was to finish the building, to equip it, to furnish it, to paint it, the whole lot. He went back to America and sent a check to Archbishop Ando.
Wow.
And Archbishop Ando came to see me just as I was going on leave to my hometown. He said, Father, look at the check. Look at the check.
Wow.
So I built, and then I put up that building, but then that became too small. So I went and I looked up to Jamestown, an old cemetery there. I said, yeah, this cemetery, this looks good though. Nobody's using it. They haven't buried anybody for over 100 years here. They're playing volleyball and all sorts. Let me look for that land. I fought for that land 9 years.
Wow.
And I fought.
You want to do a project for them to help them, to help the community.
And who was I fighting? The Honorable the Honorable E.T. Mensah.
E.T. Mensah.
Yeah. He wanted it for something else, but I wanted it for a school. So in the end, J.J. Rowling said to me, he said, Father, what do you want the land for? I said, I want to build a school for needy children in Accra. I want to build a 3-story building. I want to do that. He says, give it to Father. And do you know, today, I was at the school there recently. Do you know many children are in that school now at the moment? And many children go to school every day. Over 950 children go every day to that school. Can you imagine that school? That's how I built.
What's the name of this school?
Sacred Heart Technical Institute. It's in Jamestown, opposite the police station, near the roundabout.
Okay.
Sacred Heart Technical Institute. Yes, I built them. So everywhere I went, I built something. When I was in Tema, I put up a hall, a parish hall, and did other things. But then I went out to the outstation, Cordia Bay.
Okay.
Cordia Bay, oh my goodness. The first time I went there on a Sunday, I was awful. I was discouraged. Because nobody came to church, and where we had mass, the ceiling was falling down, and it was just a dog in the place. Am I taking over? So I said, no, let me do something. So I did a lot. I helped them to, additional school building and computer. I built a dam. I helped them to rehabilitate their dam. I put a fish pond there, and they're farming. I had the hospital. It was a clinic then. I had to start from nothing. Archbishop Ando came and said, Father, he says, I want you to start a clinic and start a convent for 4 Reverend sisters coming from India. Nobody helped me. So I had to get up in the church in Good Shepherd and in Sakumano. And I said, look, my dear people, I have to start a clinic and I have to start a convent. I don't have anything. So if you have an extra bed, an extra table, an extra chair, an extra cup, a saucer or a spoon, just bring it to me. That's how I started it. Now that clinic is a hospital now. It's grown and grown and grown. That's how it started. So this is how I started the projects, where they were needed, and I got people to help me and put it up. And God has blessed me.
You've done tremendously well for Ghana, not just at Greater Accra region, but you've done a whole lot of things.
PML Hospital. Look at PML Hospital. There was no surgical block there.
Okay.
There was no surgical block. Oh, so I said, no, we have to do something about this. And I put up a 3-story surgical block. Now we have 2 theaters, 2 theaters there, and emergency there now. You know, God bless me. I must say, God really has blessed me in my work.
You'll never go down as one of the.
No, I'm not an artist. I'm not an architect. I'm not it's the man above. He's the one that inspired. Well, what am I? I'm just a priest, Catholic priest. I've got my degree in theology, nothing else. I've never done business. I've never done architecture, nothing. Everything goes to God. I leave it. And the thing, what the wonderful thing about it is that everywhere I went, there were people there to help me. And I've put up all these buildings, and do you know what? Never once has anybody charged me. It could be an architect, an engineer, quantity surveyor. Nobody charged me. They all did it. Father, this is our contribution. Even here, you know, when I need something done here, one consultant told me, Father, I'm doing everything for you for the lepers. You know, they offer up for God and for the church. And they're not all Catholic either.